as I'm reading, I start thinking about some things. I'm still in the book of Leviticus, and it just started to hit me a little bit about the deepness of your reading, or the deepness even of the understanding, or the depth that you're trying to comprehend. Because the crazy thing is, when I first read, it was kind of just a fog, and I was just trying to read through and go almost through the motions, to be honest. But now that I'm having to take notes, it's bringing a little bit different level of depth to it. I'm having to read a little bit deeper and trying to think about what's going on, not only as I'm reading, but the bigger picture of what's going on. Then I know I'm going to have to bring it to a podcast, so the depth of it even goes deeper and beyond that point. So my question is to you, is there a way you could maybe start reading the word a little bit deeper with a little bit more depth? Maybe you have to do a little life hack or try to trick yourself a little bit. Maybe you have to start reading with somebody so you can share notes with them. Or maybe you have to just find something that will let you take a deeper depth and a deeper look at what you're reading. But not only what you're reading, why you're reading it. I think that's the most important part. Why are you reading it? What are you trying to get out of it? What are you trying to get out of it? So as I'm reading this morning, I started to think about a couple things, and I don't know where it's going to go yet, but I do want to bring it up and mention it now so I could come back to it later once I figure it out. Because I'm only in Leviticus right now, so I still got a way to go. So this is what hit me this morning. Abraham had the promise of the people. Moses had the promise of the land. Abraham had the promise of the people. Moses had the promise of the land through God. Never thought of it that way. I don't know exactly where it's going to go. But as I was reading this morning, I started to think about it. Abraham had the promise of the people. Moses had the promise of the land. Couple different jobs. It seemed like Abraham probably had I'd say better half of that for sure so far. I'd say Abraham had the fun job, being the father of many nations. That's right. Abraham, you're going to be the father of many nations. Let's go make some babies. Yeah, you may be old, but come on, man. Come on. But Moses, check this out. We got some rules. We got some laws. We got some more rules and laws. There's things you guys are going to have to follow. That's right. Come on now. With Moses, I feel like God had gathered his people. Now he needed them to move. What's God going to do? Where's God going to move his people? That's right. The promised land. That's why the rules are coming. That's why the rules are coming. The laws are coming. It's about the promised land. As we read yesterday, God's going to be separating his people. For he is holy, therefore, so must we. So must his people be holy. I looked up commandments in the dictionary or on Google because I didn't really understand what it meant. And it defined it as this: a divine rule. A divine rule. That's beautiful. A divine rule, you guys. A God-given rule, a divine rule. He didn't have to give us these. It's a divine rule. I just thought it was more like demand. Like, I command you to do this. Like, I demand you to do this. That's what I always thought command was. A divine rule. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's a privilege, you guys. It's a privilege of what he gave us. Those divine rules, that's a privilege. That's a privilege. Just like heaven, that's a privilege. Dang. Has anyone ever noticed it's a stairway to heaven, but a highway to hell? A stairway to heaven, but a highway to hell. That means less are going to be going to heaven than that are going to be going to hell. I'm going to say that again. Less are going to be going to heaven than they're going to be going to hell. A stairway to heaven and a highway to hell. What he did for us by giving us those commandments, the divine rule, was out of love. It wasn't hate. It was not hate. That was love. That was love. God always wanted the best for us. And he's always expected the best from us too. But we failed. We failed. Until he sent somebody down. Always failed. God wants the best for us, but he also expects the best from us. God wants the best for us, but he also expects the best from us. God didn't even want something touched by a foreigner because he considered it unclean. Listen to what I read this morning. Neither shall you offer as bread of your God any such animal gotten from a foreigner. Such their blemish is in them. Their blemish is in them. Because of their mutilation, they will not be accepted for you. God doesn't want something from somebody else. He wants the best from you. God doesn't want the best of somebody else's stuff. He wants the best from you. That's what he wants. He wants that relationship with you guys. God is our creator. What we think and believe is based off our experiences and what we choose and we condition ourselves to believe. God is our creator. Let me say it again. God is our creator. What we think and believe is based on our experiences and what we choose and what we condition ourselves to believe. What we condition ourselves to believe and what we choose to believe. God's ways are not our ways, even though they should be. God's ways are not our ways. He's bigger than us. He's greater than us. Our thought of God is only based off of what we have experienced and what we choose to believe and what we've conditioned ourselves to believe, what we've told ourselves, or what we've seen, usually based off of what we see. Usually based off of what we see. It's tough, you guys. God didn't have to give us anything. I hear people say hell is for people who God rejected. That's not the truth. It's for people who rejected God. He's always provided for us everything we need to have a relationship with him. The problem is we like to do it our way. We like to believe. And sometimes it's hard for us to believe in something we can't see. But sometimes you just have to believe in things you can't see. Sometimes you have to believe in the thing to see. Sometimes you have to believe in it to see.